Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Manchester.
Thanks for having me.
What's your name and where do you come from?
My name is Travis Jeffrey. I come from Australia and I'm the writer and one of the actors in Dusty.
And you've come all this way just for us.
I have a little bit jet lagged, but
When did you arrive?
a couple of days ago, so slowly getting over it. Yeah.
Still though, do you
Still.
feel like you're on wheels a bit?
Yeah. Yeah, no idea where I am, what's going on.
Bit like your character in Dusty.
Absolutely.
Did you see
Good.
that segue?
That segue was
That
amazing.
was class, wasn't it? So, what was your inspiration for Dusty? I'm tentatively asking, having seen it and being
Yes,
a tad worried about you.
About 10 years of research was the inspiration for it came about, originally it started as a need to work with some friends, with my partner Shannon, who's an actor, and one of my best mates, Jeremy, who's the director. We wanted to do something together. And then one day I was walking through a cemetery. We live on this cliff in Australia, in Coogee, and there's this beautiful cemetery, and you kind of do like a coastal walk, and it just popped into my head, and I was like, how funny would it be if you lost your best friend? That's not funny. But if you snorted their ashes and they came back. And then that idea sort of kept kind of turning over, and about 8 years before that, I'd lost a very close friend of mine to cancer. So when she passed, I spent, 3 or 4 years dealing with it in the most healthy way possible. Lots of drinking, lots of that sort of stuff. And so it's sort of as a thing that started as a joke, sort of when I unpacked it and started to work on the idea, it sort of got deeper and deeper. And then kind of through making the film, I realised how badly I dealt with the grief and how much that story was about grief. And then when we started to reach out to people, just hearing everybody's story of grief, everybody's dealt with it in some way, and it sort of snowballed. So it started as an exercise between friends and grew into something that we never imagined and we're so proud of, and yeah.
Well, it's fantastic, and it's got
Thank
a real
you.
look about it as well.
Yeah, we were very lucky.
Was that intentional? Was it where you were filming looks fantastic?
Absolutely. Well, it's just we got lucky step after step after step. So about 10 years ago, I shot a horror film with a mate of mine who's an incredible art. He did the art on Dusty, and he does sort of all Ridley Scott's drawings for Alien, and he worked on Mad Max, and his name's Dane Hallett. He's incredible. And I was talking to the director, and I was like, I did this film with Dane, and he found a house that was being demolished so he could burn it down at the end of the film. So we need a house that's being demolished. And Jeremy's like, okay, give me a second. And he called a friend who's a property developer, and he's like, yeah, I've got a bunch of 70 apartments from the 70s that are about to be demolished. Do whatever you want. So we got one of the apartments, and then we could use another one that was identical, so we could double dress, so we could dress 2 bathrooms at once, 2 bedrooms at once.
That's fantastic.
So it was so lucky, and it just sort of wasn't what I imagined for the film, but now I can't see the film without.
It really works.
Yeah, sort of. And then we got super lucky with our DOP, Kate Cornish, who's just incredible, and it was her idea to shoot it, in 4:3 to kind of make you feel like you're inside Dusty's head and in this cramped little apartment, and then our post-production crew, the post lounge, were just amazing. So.
Well, it's fantastic, and
Thank
we've
you.
seen it, but other people haven't. So I think we should give them the chance and go and watch your film.
Let's do that.